And the great period of peace came to an end. Goku and the Z Warriors will have new limits to overcome. The universe is no longer the same. Goku will have to overcome his limits. And in the great game the gods created, mortals are but pawns. It seems the gods want to play again. The most incredible battle of all time is about to begin.
I better get them out of here so they don't destroy everything.
Do you really think you can challenge a god?
This time will be different. We won't be just entertainment for them. Now I'm the one who makes the rules. It's gonna be awesome.
Babu had captured Goku and Vegeta. At that moment, the Saiyans are trapped by several chains, and even if they try to resist, they are being taken to the Great Celestial Prison. Goku and Vegeta can't shoot any kind of energy or ki blast, and even though they are extremely powerful, at the moment they only have hand-to-hand fighting skills. Vegeta is extremely furious, but even his mouth is stuck, so the two just listen to the orders and follow. In a large facility close to the battle site, they had just had and located one of the entrances to the Celestial Prison.
Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos, and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's go back to the point.
Heavenly Prison. This Heavenly Prison houses countless prisoners, among them good beings and evil beings of all possible species. It is a prison and a grand fortress that was created by the gods of the past. Zeno-sama's father, seeing that there were uncontrollable beings, decided to gather the most powerful beings in the entire universe so that they would obtain the power to create the supreme prison, which not even a deity or even the all-powerful Zeno-sama would be able to escape or even to destroy it. This special place is unique and exists in absolutely every universe, being a gigantic fortress installation which have entrances that overcome the barriers of time and space, making it exist in all universes at the same time. The only prison, the only place that could house beings or deities that no one could ever control. Goku and Vegeta and Beerus were being taken to this place. In a temporal cube, layers leave only the passages of the multiverses and arrived at the real entrance of this prison. Vegeta and Goku were extremely furious, but they couldn't do anything, neither say anything. Beerus was still unconscious and was being taken to the meeting point where he would join Goku and Vegeta for the three to be sent to this prison. Meanwhile, on Earth, everyone is still curious to know more about the species of the father of Beerus. After all, it is an extremely powerful race. Gohan and Trunks asks Whis,
Mr. Whis, where did you find that guy? Where did he come from? He looks like Beerus, but he's much bigger.
Whis then decides to tell a little bit of Beerus' story.
Thousands of years ago, Zeno revealed to us that there was a world composed of incredibly powerful beings, evolved beings and peaceful. However, one day, this race was brought to near extinction. Few were saved by their leader. The great sovereign of this planet gave his all so that his people would not perish. This being was one of Beerus' descendants. During the incident, the life of the entire universe was in danger, and by sacrificing himself, this great warrior managed to save not only his world, but also all universes. And as a reward, the great Zeno-sama granted a wish to the people of this world. And then, another one of Beerus' descendants came up with the idea. When any deity needed to be replaced, it would have to be someone from the breed of warrior cats, and so it was done. A few years later, the gods of destruction of the universe needed to be replaced, and so Zeno-sama gave this great honor to a cat of destruction, who was one of the ancestors of Beerus. Since then, God's power of destruction has been passed down from generation to generations, and the people of that world that was lost began to see a light of hope. With each generation, a new god of destruction was chosen. But one day, the great ruler of this world had two sons, twins. These children were selected to receive the gift of gods of destruction, but each one should take care of a universe. These children's names were Beerus and Champa, and so their predecessors succeeded and became the deities known today.
Everyone is amazed thinking about what they just heard. However, Whis continues to say,
I brought Beerus' father here so that he could keep the Earth and this universe safe. That is, until everything is resolved. Because, well, the world of destruction cats is no more. Now the people of Beerus' lineage live in a parallel world whose portal is on the planet of destruction. It's been a long time since we released another cat of destruction into this world. But this time, I had no choice.
Everyone watches and listens to the story. Meanwhile, on the Makai Kingdom, Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus are escorted to the Heavenly Prison. The path is cold and long. An atmosphere of tension hangs in the air, but they are almost there. They cannot move or speak, and even their expressions are being monitored. The grand entrance approaches, and everyone is taken out of the cube, and looking around, they can see countless pipes passing through the entire installation. That was really strange, that amount of pipes, which surrounded the entire installation, were used to transport all the energy that was drained of everyone trapped there. This energy was taken to the center of each existing universe and was responsible for supplying the heart of each one of them, thus making each universe continue to live. Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus are taken to a large room where the three are left completely without clothes, and a strange colored liquid is thrown onto them to clean themselves of any impurity from the outside world. After that, they're taken through gigantic corridors to a place where they receive their prison uniforms. At this point, Beerus seems to have no more motivation to speak, and his movements are slow. He recognizes Goku and Vegeta, however. He doesn't say anything to them, just remains in constant silence the entire time. They wear their new clothes, and Goku looks around, and he can see countless guardians surrounding the three. After that, each one is taken to a cell. The cell was a large, empty white room with a gigantic window, made of something indestructible with a glass aspect and thus being transparent. Goku tries to sense the other prisoner's key but fails. He tries to use teleportation but his powers don't work. Everything seems to be lost. There was no hope. A few hours passed since they were trapped in the containment cells. All cells have the same space, and over time, they weakened their prisoners. Goku was really powerless. At that moment, an incredible place where he couldn't escape through. A low voice murmurs,
Hey, stranger, who are you, rookies?
Goku approaches the wall, and as he places his hand on the table, he hears it again.
Nice to meet you. I'm the wolf. I saw you and your friends arrive.
Goku responds,
Hi, I'm Goku. Hey, can you tell me how do I get out of here?
Leaving here is impossible, friend. Several have tried, but in the end ended up failing. It is not possible to leave this place unless you fight. Goku's eyes change. A glow is seen on his face and a smile is seen at the corner of his mouth. Goku says,
To fight? Who should I fight then?
Wolf says, Oh, so you like fighting? Good, in that case, there's only one way out of here. Every 10 years, this place starts preparing for an event. This event where countless prisoners fight. They face each other with the objective of gaining freedom. Here in this prison are the most powerful warriors in the entire multiverse, including some gods from the past or rogue demons. Goku is impressed and says,
That's incredible. There must be really powerful beings here then.
Goku starts to feel excited and Wolf continues to say, Yeah, really? You're the most absurd beings, and the unimaginable power of each one, whew, I don't know how so many were defeated and brought here. It's impressive. Goku says, Is this event like a big martial arts event? More or less. The prize is freedom, though. But until today, I heard about only one warrior who managed to win. Goku starts to warm up by jumping from side to side and says, So this place is really amazing! I can't wait to start fighting! You crazy, aren't you? Well, let's see how strong you really are then. Goku says, Do you know where my friends were taken? They're probably in holding cell next to ours, going through the same things. Meanwhile, Beerus is sitting on the floor of his cell with his legs crossed. We see his eyes open slowly, and Beerus exclaims, It's finally starting. Beerus is in a containment cell in the great celestial prison, but he doesn't seem to be worried. His face is serious and his eyes look unimpressed. Could he have expected one day to end up here? Vegeta is restless in his cell, pacing back and forth, pounding the walls, and screams, "How dare you! How dare you leave me here, the great Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans, in such a useless place! Damn it, damn it, damn it!" Vegeta is panting and his strength seems to be slowly diminishing. However, he cannot accept that he is now in prison. Vegeta continues pummeling the walls until he's dropped to his knees. He looks down at his hands and sees that they're shaking. Towie, when suddenly on the opposite side to the one he was on, a door is created, appearing in his cell. Some beings enter the place, beings covered in strange armor and energy shields. At this point, they begin to approach. Vegeta smiles and says, "Finally, someone showed up." With trembling legs, Vegeta gets up little by little, but he can barely stand up. He asks in disbelief, "What the hell is happening? My body is not moving. What's going on here?" One of the guards goes towards him and says, "Containment number 234, do not move." Vegeta mutters, "Don't talk to me like that, you bastard." And he tries to go for the guard. That with an energy stick hits the Saiyan, making him fall to the ground. The other two guards who are there approach, holding each one of his arms while connecting a device to his wrists. The guard says, "Release containment." And a sound emitted and the guards let go of his arms. However, gigantic handcuffs made of some kind of unknown technology are formed. They pulled against each other, causing Vegeta's arm to become trapped behind his back. Vegeta stands up with his hands behind him, getting to his knees as the guards stand in front of him. The guard bends down, looking deep into Vegeta's arms and says, "I want to see you keep punching the walls now, you bug." The guards leave the cell and the door disappears. Vegeta is furious. The veins on his forehead are studied. The Saiyan uses as much strength as he possibly can. He is trying to get rid of the handcuffs, but it seems to be impossible. Vegeta falls to the side with his arms trapped and cannot free himself. Meanwhile, Beerus is calm, just watching everything around him. Beerus starts to think, "Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in this place, but it seems like I'm the prisoner this time." Goku continues talking to Wolf, who explains everything to him about how things work there. But at that moment, a door opens inside his cell and Goku needs to leave. Everyone goes to a huge room, which would be the cafeteria. Countless prisoners gather there. However, a good part is held in a handcuff similar to the one that Vegeta had been held on, and are accompanied by guards who take them trapped in a kind of containment capsule. Wolf explains to Goku that those are prisoners who don't accept being trapped there, so this way they can be controlled. Goku laughs and says, "I hope Vegeta doesn't get aggressive, or he's not going to end up winning all of these. Knowing his temperament, this will probably happen." Looking to the sides, Goku sees Vegeta trapped in the containment pod. Goku is embarrassed because he had just talked about it. Goku approaches Vegeta. At this time, prisoners can interact with each other. This is one of the only moments that interaction is allowed. In this way, they can change their routine a little and have some time so they don't end up going crazy. Upon getting close to Vegeta, Goku says, "Hey, Vegeta, are you alright? We have to find a way to get out of this place. In the meantime, stay calm so we can think of something." Goku looks around and is in for an unexpected surprise. Goku manages to see Beerus, who apparently was already getting used to it. Beerus has a flag in his hand. With a strange Goroba, Beerus approaches a table and sits down. Goku raises his hand and yells, "Mr. Beerus! Mr. Beerus! I found you!" Beerus is embarrassed. Everyone looks at them. And Goku approaches. "Wow, that's a nasty food, isn't it?" "If we intend to remain strong, we cannot go without food, even if that food sucks." "Yeah, you're right." At this moment, the two starts to eat, the three start talking. Goku talks about the prison tournament, and Beerus says that he already knew about such an event. Goku asks, "But that's it, Lord Beerus. Are you going to participate?" Beerus places his hand on Goku's shoulder and says, "Unfortunately, there is no other way out of this place. Then I will participate. It's just a pity for you, because you will never defeat me." Goku smiles and sarcastically responds, "That's what we'll see." Time passes and everyone returns to their cells. Goku then decides to train a little. After all, it was his only chance to get out of there. Goku starts throwing punches and kicks in the air to improve his physical abilities. Wolf, who was also a great warrior, upon hearing the sound of Goku's training, decides to accompany him. With every move of Goku, Wolf was still mirroring him. They were training their physical skills as the fighting in this prison would be hand to hand, and so they remained training for hours. And several days pass. At this point, Vegeta has already calmed down. Goku has already talked to him and he's already aware of the tournament. Vegeta is in his cell, but now he's free of his shackles because he had decided to get stronger and participate in the event so that he could get out of there as soon as possible. In another corner of the arena, we see Hades, an ancient deity from another universe who, due to his virtually limitless power, was prized there. This was also his chance to leave. Hades was a god who didn't care about mortals' cruel ambitions and dreamed of becoming the supreme deity. But now he was just another prisoner in the heavenly prison, where his choices, decisions were all controlled. Some time passes inside Goku's room on a panel attached to the wall. A message appears written in the Great Celestial Prison Tournament will start soon. In a few days, everyone be prepared for the selection. All the fights will be decided through a selection that would happen to divide who would be the warriors to participate in the event. Goku was excited, and at that very moment, he runs towards the wall, saying, "Wolf, Wolf, it's about to begin. I can't contain my excitement. Soon, the great tournament of the Celestial Prison will begin." Wolf then responds, "Don't get too excited. Before we are selected, we will have to be chosen. And in this case, it could be that we're enemies. And obviously, I won't let you beat me." Goku clenches his fists and say, "Come with everything against me, because I won't hold back." At this moment, we can see a little of the story of Wolf in the past. He was a very skilled warrior. A great warrior who fought to become stronger among everything. He had gone through difficult times in his life. He had to leave his family and friends behind, and he stopped believing in everything he believed in so that he could only believe in his strength. Wolf began to follow the great deity of his universe and fight his battles in order to achieve his ambition. But at a certain point, Wolf was betrayed, and a long time later he was judged in this prison, the Celestial Prison. So his story continues until the days of today. The great tournament in the Celestial Prison was similar to the tournament on Earth, where each warrior would face each other. So his world would be eliminated, advancing to the next stage, and each day that passes, this tournament got closer and closer. At this very moment, we learned that there will be numerous prisoners participating. Some ancient deities, some unknown beings, extremely powerful warriors. It is an event in which all universe exists. A large audience, some judges, hundreds of thousands of guards around a large arena where every warrior fights. One against one. All types of skills are allowed except energy skills or any other weapon. There are only melee fights where the winner is really the strongest. No matter what happens to the warriors, if the warrior is not eliminated and dies inside the arena, will simply disqualify, thus losing the fight. This is the biggest tournament in the entire multiverse. Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Wolf. There will be a big challenge on their way. They could be enemies and face each other at some point, and from now on, the future is uncertain, and everything will start now. The great day of confrontation between all the prisoners of the Celestial Prison approaches. Beerus is meditating in his cell and doing simulated combat in his mind. This being a visualization technique so that he can train and reach his full potential. In his mind, his enemies are seen in the worst possible scenario with their minds level at a maximum. Vegeta is doing push-ups and sit-ups so he can train his body to the maximum. We see the sweat pouring down his body and hear the same count. 6,894, 6,895, 6,896, 6,897. And the count goes on and on. Vegeta intends to maximize his powers by training his body to unimaginable limits. Meanwhile, Goku is just sitting in front of the screen with a message that the selection of participants will begin soon. Goku was so anxious that he couldn't train. He was extremely anxious as he watched. We could see his eyes twitching and his hands tense from the weight. At that moment, we can hear Wolf's voice saying, "Hey, Son Goku. You seem to be very excited. Son Goku!" Goku still doesn't respond a thing. Silence. At this moment, Wolf screams, "Hey, Son Goku! Are you there?"
and Goku is startled to hear looking at the side of the wall. Goku is embarrassed, puts his hands behind his head and says, sorry man, I was waiting for this message to change. I was a little distracted.
Wolf then responds, looks like you're pretty focused, isn't it, Son Goku? I thought I would be looking forward to you in an amazing person.
Goku starts laughing. Suddenly a beep is listened. Goku quickly looks at the panel and there was written, everyone go to the main room. At this moment, Goku starts to smile. He raises his fist and screams, I finally get to meet them!
We're going to meet the strongest criminals of all universes.
A door opens on the side of each cell and everyone makes their way through floating corridors to their appointed location. This time they are not being escorted by even a guard. We see a being called a Pisk looking around and doesn't even see a guard and thinks, this is a great opportunity for me to get out of here. At this moment, Pisk jumps from his platform and before he could imagine, he is simply disintegrated. A few minutes later, we can see a large open space where countless prisoners are gathered. Above them, we see the warden of the prison, the one everyone knew as the Great Executioner with a microphone in front of him. He looks around. Hundreds of thousands of guards gather. They would be the audience. At this point, the Great Executioner then starts to say, oh, you multiversal scum, know damn well why you're here today. Because today, we will start the selection of the 24 warriors who will fight for freedom.
Bring the strength meter! And all the prisoners, position yourselves! One next to the other so we can start as soon as possible.
Everyone starts to form a huge line while some guards bring a gigantic machine with a huge panel attached to it. The prison warden jumps towards the ground and lands in front of the prisoners. Walking back and forth, he starts to explain.
Each of you will come closer. When you get in front of the machine, use all your strength in one punch. And the platform right there will define whether or not you will Each of you will get closer. When you get in front of the machine, be sure to use all your strength in one punch. And the machine meter will define whether or not you will be able to participate in the tournament. The criteria are as follows. As you can see, the strength level is rated from 1 to 10. To become a participant, the minimum of your punch must reach, and the number 9 who goes below that will not have the chance to participate. Goku watched with a serious look. Wolf, who is at his side, asks, so, does Goku still think it's going to be that easy? Goku responds, I don't know. I didn't understand anything of what he just said. Wolf puts his hand in his face and mutters, dude, you're such an idiot. He said, just punch there. If you're strong enough, you will participate. If not, you won't. Goku makes a fist and slams it against his other hand and says, oh, now I understand. Wolf laughs. You really are a figure, Goku. Vegeta and Beerus are on the other side and are already starting to feel excited. Vegeta will fist and say in a low voice, this is my chance to face you for real, Kakarot. Beerus just smiles. Everyone is excited. The prison warden then says, let's start! One at a time! You approach and strike the machine. Deliver your best blow. Suddenly, a gigantic being covered in muscles, with an extremely monstrous aura approaching. With each step of the monster, the ground starts to shake. The gigantic monster then says, it's just right here, right? With shaky legs, the director says, yes, and just throw your best punch. The gigantic then puts his support foot back, raises his fist, takes momentum and delivers an incredibly powerful punch. An extremely loud sound is created when the blow hits the machine, stamped on the screen, and a few moments after the punch's number changed, being changed to number 3. Everyone is surprised. The punch had been extremely strong, but he only reached number 3, so the giant would not be prepared for the tournament. The great director said, take him to the cell, he won't participate. At this moment, everyone is tense. No matter how easy the selection seemed, everyone noticed that it would be much more difficult than they imagined. Wolf looks on with a smile on his face. After that, several prisoners tried. However, after more than 40 candidates tried to show their strength, Not one had managed to reach even 5 points. That way, we still didn't even have a classified prisoner to participate. At this moment, a presence takes over the place. A being slowly walks with a sadistic look on his face. That was Hatsu, an ancient god of destruction who, after neglecting his work, he had been deposed from his position, and by attacking his angel, he was sent to this prison. That was an ex-deus. That was the next god of destruction, a very powerful. Slowly approaches the machine, calmly prepares and just touches the tip of his index finger on the attack platform. The numbers go up, quickly locking on number 9. He had been approved. This would be the first prisoner to be ready for the tournament. Several prisoners around swallow dry. Some murmurs are heard, and some say, "This is absurd." The level required to be in the tournament is simply unimaginable. The next prisoner approaches, and again, he doesn't even reach 5 points. And so many were striking and being eliminated. We only had one classified so far, until a few moments a mysterious being arrives with white hair, known as an Angel of Discord. Known by everyone there. After all, he was one of the angels that accompanied a god of destruction. But after rebelling, he eliminated his god of destruction and began to wander alone, destroying his universe almost completely. The angel approaches and strikes. The number advances quickly, reaching 9.2. We have one more approved. These studs are awesome, incredibly powerful beings. Wolf looks at Goku and says, "Do you still think you have a chance? If you want to fight in the tournament, you need to roll a higher number than you move. Otherwise, you won't even have the chance to fight against me." Goku responds, "Are you sure you can face me? I'll be so confident." Wolf answers, "I'm looking forward to it." At this moment, it was Wolf's turn to be tested. He says to Goku, "See you soon in the room where those who got a spot will be." Wolf approaches the machine, closes his eyes. He calmly brings his fist back and throws a punch. An extremely powerful punch that even managed to dislodge the machine some feelings from the place. The first participant to reach 10 points is immediately approved. Goku smiles and says, "So he really is very strong. Very good. I'm next." Goku's turn to be tested finally arrives, and now we will see the outcome of this selection. And it's time for Goku to be tested. Several amazing prisoners took the test, but most of the majority didn't even come close to qualifying. As simple as it seems, this is an extremely difficult test. Will Goku be able to pass the test to finally break free of the heavenly prison? The warriors who managed to break through were extremely powerful, but this time it's Goku's turn. The prison warden looks around and seeing that Goku is next, he calls out of him saying, "Hey, you with the spiky hair, it's your turn. If you want to give up, this is your chance. You seem to be just another weakling. You don't even have the right size for the warrior." Goku is excited and says, "Finally, it's my turn." It was already taking too long. He approaches slowly and faces the gigantic machine. He looks at the panel where he needs to strike and says, "There you go. I'll make it." Goku brings his supporting leg back and closes his fist, taking off momentum with all the muscles in his body and launches his attack. Upon reaching the panel, everyone watches the screen to see how many points he will score. The number starts to change. At this moment, we see the counter go from 7 to 8, and at that moment it freezes. Everyone looks at that scene. Some smiles as if they already expected that. Goku's eyes tremble, and a drop of sweat trickled down his face. At that time, all seemed to be lost. Goku hadn't reached the goal of scoring 9 points. Although, when the prison warden is about to call the next candidate, the number starts to change, slowly going from 8 to 9. At this moment, a look of relief takes over Goku's face, who sighs deeply and exclaims, I got it! It was barely more than I got! For a moment I thought I was lost, and that I would stay here longer. The director then at the same time says, "Prisoner Goku was classified as qualified to participate in the championship. Prisoner, follow the others and wait on the side." Goku is happy and excited and heads towards the location the director ordered. Arriving there, he notices a room where qualified warriors will stay. And looking around, Goku finds his friend Wolf, who had been approved. Wolf has his hand raised, swinging from side to side, leaning against the wall. Apparently, Wolf was confident that Goku would succeed. Goku approaches with a smile on his face and Wolf says, "Oh look, didn't you really get it? I was waiting for you, Goku." Goku approaches. The two touch each other's fists as a sign of respect. Goku says, "As if I would leave the fun just for you." Wolf smiles and answers, "Ha ha, don't forget that maybe we have to fight each other. Is that okay with you? And in that case, I'll have to teach you a lesson. So get ready, Son Goku. I can't wait to face you." Goku continues to answer, "I can't wait for that to happen either." On the other side, the candidates keep trying and being eliminated one after the other. A lot of time passes until yet another fighter arrives in the waiting room. Goku starts to get anxious and thoughtful. And thinking aloud, Goku says, "I hope Mr. Beerus and Vegeta make it. That way we can plan our way out of here." And the minutes keep passing. Those minutes turn into an hour, and at that moment, Goku sees the shadow of someone approaching. Gradually, someone comes closer when suddenly Goku hears, "There you are, Kakarot." At that time, Goku is happy and says, "Whoa, Vegeta, you did it too!" Vegeta crosses his arm and sighs. It's obvious I got you, bug. It's like I pass up a chance to rip you off in public." Some time passes and we can see Beerus facing that giant machine. It comes to his turn. At this time, he concentrates and he lands a blow. It wasn't very difficult. The numbers show the result. Beerus took 9 points and becomes one more classified. In the room where the approved ones are waiting, Goku, Vegeta, and Wolf are next to each other with a serious look watching their opponents. When Goku sees Beerus approaching, Goku at this time says, "Mr. Beerus! Ha! Glad you made it." Beerus doesn't say anything, just looks away. Suddenly, Vegeta observes and says, "Mr. Beerus, it's been a while since I noticed something about you." Goku gets furious at this point and agrees with Vegeta and says, "I also noticed you look weird. There's something wrong going on." Vegeta continues to say, "It is all very strange. Are you going to tell us what's going on? Or are you going to keep keeping secrets?" Beerus looks at Vegeta with an annoying look and says, "Very good, I'll tell you. Since they want to know so much, it's time to tell you the truth. I'm here for one reason only. There's someone I need to destroy." Goku and Vegeta are confused and Wolf watches closely. Beerus continues to say, "A long time ago, there existed a species of incredible powerful beings known as Cats of Destruction. And we received that name thanks to the great honor Zeno-sama gave us, of giving us a chance that we could become deities. But before that," Beerus begins to remember and tells what he remembers. Right now we see a different place. Big mountains, lots of vegetation, plants, an amazing place that seemed like a paradise. In the distance we can notice two children with the appearance similar to that of Beerus, playing, running, and smiling. The children followed one another happily as if nothing could go wrong. The two boys run towards a village filled with people who look the same. However, suddenly an evil figure appears in the sky. Someone incredibly powerful starts attacking the Cats of Destruction. This someone had overwhelming power and defeats all warriors in this world. And he starts to destroy everything he sees ahead. Houses are set on fire, several bodies are scattered on the ground. Those children were tied up with signs of torture all over their bodies. A real carnage. Villagers were killed. But the few who survived decided to fight. But it wasn't that easy. But after a long time, a great hero managed to face that enemy that threatened the entire multiverse with the overwhelming power he had. This great hero, he managed to evolve and had his power approaching that of a deity. And when Zeno-sama felt that energy, he granted the right to ask for something. And the hero asked to become a deity, and that all his descendants could have the chance to obtain his honor. Zeno-sama accepted the request, and that became the first cat god of destruction. But the villain who had attacked all those beings received a punishment worse than death, and he ended up being imprisoned in the heavenly prison. And there, he knew true suffering. Beerus tells the story with eyes full of fury and his fists clenched. At that time, Goku, Vegeta, and Wolf hear that and feel what had happened to Beerus and his ancestors. Beerus says, "Now you see, I need to make things right with that guy. Those children, everyone on my planet who suffered, those who died, they will not have their deaths in vain." "I understand, Sir Beerus, We're going to help you. And then Wolf says, more and of course, we will help you to destroy that guy, Beerus. Excited, Goku continues to say, yes, but of course, we will be the winners, and we will still help Mr. Beerus. Vegeta at this point butts in and says, hey, I don't remember agreeing to that, so don't include me in your plans. I just want a chance to prove how much better I am than you, Kakarot. And also that, it's not my problem. Our mission was to rescue Beerus and return home, but so far that hasn't happened. So Goku with a joking air says, I already got it, Vegeta. You're scared after everything Beerus said, right? It's normal to be scared. After all, the guy Beerus is looking for is so strong that he almost eliminated all the Keks of destruction. Kakarot, you dare to say that to me? The warrior prince of all Saiyans would be afraid of someone as insignificant as that being? Then Vegeta screams, hey, Mr. Beerus, where is he? I will defeat him now! And get this over with, fast, so that we can leave soon. And I showed Kakarot that I'm only the strongest. Planet Earth, Universe 7. Gohan and the others are curious to learn more about Beerus' father, one of the greatest warriors in the universe. It's night and the sky is full of stars. On the horizon it is possible to see grasses swaying with the wind, the leaves of the trees and the clouds moving slowly. Piccolo is on top of a tower watching the sky, taking advantage of the time of peace that had arrived. Gohan flies through the sky, seeing the cities below, anxious to find Videl again, but still, I have to talk with Mr. Piccolo. Seeing Gohan approach, Piccolo smiles. Gohan approaches and asks, Mr. Piccolo, what are you doing here? And he responds, haven't you seen, Gohan? The pure air is the peace that is on Earth now. Gohan looks around with shining eyes and says, of course. And everything's going great now. Piccolo continues, it should always be like this. Don't you think so? Gohan then gets curious and starts to say, yes, Mr. Piccolo, but where do you want to go with this? It's nothing. It's just, wait. What did you want from me? Gohan then forgets his curiosity for a bit and says, Beerus' father. No, he's on Earth. Piccolo answers, yeah, I know. Gohan then continues, he must be extremely powerful, isn't he? Piccolo answers, I get it. You want to fight against him, right? No, that's not it. I just thought that we could train with them so that our powers would increase, and if someone shows up, we'd be ready to protect the Earth. I don't think he wants to fight with you, Gohan. At that moment, Gohan takes a deep breath and says, okay. Well, I'll go talk to him. A few days have passed. Meanwhile, in the Heavenly Prison, all candidates for the big event had been already selected. Everyone was in special places where they could train and wait for the tournament to start. Goku was happy to have some time to train, but unfortunately, the training was individual, so during training, Goku would have to train alone. Goku was wondering what the fights would be like and what types of opponents he would face, as he would be fighting incredibly powerful contestants. The fighters wouldn't be able to use ki power, so it would just be brute strength and hand-to-hand fighting. Vegeta and Beerus were also in individual rooms training Vegeta to push his body to the max by strengthening his muscles and perfecting his speed. Meanwhile, Beerus, he dedicates his efforts to training his mind. We see him sitting on his back with his head down, an eye fixed, breathing slowly. This is the little time left for the battles to begin. There will be about 3 battles per day, having an audience composed of beings from various universes in a separate pavilion where there will be countless prisoners. Hundreds of guards will be doing the security. It will be a grand event containing the strongest beings of all universes. Sometime later, the big moment arrives. Everyone is summoned so that they can find out who is going to fight who. They are called to a hall where there is a giant painting with the name of each participant and showing the order in which the fights will take place. The fight will start next day, and the first fight will be between an ancient god of destruction and a demon. Each participant would fight an opponent, the loser would be disqualified, and the winner would fight the victor of another battle. Goku was anxious and couldn't wait to get started. Goku's fight would be the 5th battle, Vegeta's would be the 9th, and Beerus would be the 12th. Wolf's fight would be his 3rd fight. Time passes slowly, Goku can't wait to start fighting. Back in Goku's containment cell, we see him and Wolf talking. Goku is very excited and asks Wolf, "Dude, do you know who your opponent's going to be?" Wolf replies, "No, I don't know who he is, but I've heard of him, and you already know who yours is, right?" The name of the guy who will face me is very strange. It doesn't make much sense to me. Wolf asks, "But what is his name?" Goku responds, "I think it is BS. That's what was written there, but it does not matter. I hope it's very powerful enemy." The two talk for a while longer and then decides to rest for the next day. And finally, the day of the great tournament has arrived. Everyone is gathered and the first battle will begin. However, it ends quickly. After all, with just a few blows, the god of destruction managed to eliminate that demon. The fight would end when someone was knocked out or thrown off the platform. The second fight starts sometime later and is a combat extremely fierce. The two opponents fight exchanging punches and kicks until they can't take it anymore. However, the fight ends when one of them no longer has the strength to fight. And so the moment of the wolf fight, the narrator screams extremely excited, "It's time to start!" One more battle that the participant presents themselves and the two enter the battle arena. The judge asks if they're ready. The two nod the head, answering yes. The judge then again shouts, "Start!" And the audience starts screaming inside the arena. We see Wolf running towards his opponents, throwing a punch that hits him in the face. Then Wolf delivers a punch from below, hitting the enemy's chin. At this moment, the enemy falls to the ground. Wolf then starts kicking the enemy. Wolf is extremely fast and strong. However, he cannot reach him in this way. The fight begins to complicate the Wolf. So he goes up to his rival and hits him in the face, throwing him out, thus winning his fight. For the time being, the fights are ended with the victory of Prophet. More fights happen in the following day. 3 warriors already had been eliminated, and 3 warriors already will advance for the next stage. The next day arrives quickly. We can see where 2 enemies extremely powerful will start their combat. Everyone observes. The audience that is ecstatic, and we feel an immense rivalry between the participants when the judge says, "Begin the battle!" An incredible exchange of blows begins. It is possible to hear the sound of the punches and kicks. However, in an instant, everything becomes silent. We have one more participant approved for the next step. Now it's Goku's turn to participate. Goku is eager to meet his opponent. When he hears his name being called to enter the arena, Goku goes down the stairs, walks down a corridor, and arrives at the place in front of him. He sees an enemy with a mask covering his face. Goku prepares, clenches his fists, and waits to start. A few moments later, the narrator is heard screaming. A few moments later, the narrator is heard screaming, "Start!" Goku goes towards his opponent, and the two begin to exchange punches and kicks. Goku's rival supports his hand on the ground and throws him up with his feet. Goku's enemy is very fast. He appears on the other side. After using his speed, he punches Goku, causing him to feel incredible pain. Goku turns and strikes him down, but hits the air and manages to locate that being that was extremely fast in addition to being incredibly strong. That person then appears on top of Goku, throwing a downward punch, hitting Goku's head, making him sink to the ground. Then the opponent starts kicking him. This way, Goku feels compelled to react more aggressively. At this point, Goku grabs the enemy's leg and sends him away. At that time, the enemy quickly gets up and starts throwing several punches until the two. Note here, outside the arena, the public does not stop screaming, asking Goku to remove his opponent's mask. Goku didn't seem to hear the crowd, but he was focused on the fight. At this moment, Goku throws his enemy to the side and kicks him, causing his opponents to roll on the ground. At that moment, which that unknown warrior starts to get up and hits a punch in the face of Goku. At this point, Goku said, "What the hell are you? No matter how much I hit you, you always get up and fight back." The enemy then says, "You're Saiyan, isn't that really interesting? Let's make a deal. If you can land one more punch on me, I'll remove my mask. I'll show you who I really am." At the moment, Goku prepares and jumps towards him. His speed is impressive. Goku threw a punch, but that person dodged, ducking. Goku tries to hit him with his knee, but his opponent is too fast. Goku does not give up, and after trying to hit him with an elbow, his opponent turns quickly and throws a punch that hits him, causing him to fall to the ground. But his opponent quickly gets up and says, Congratulations, you did it. Now I will reveal to you who I am. That enemy at that moment lifts his mask and removes it and throws it on the ground. He turns and looks at Goku, and Goku cannot believe what he sees in front of him. Then that person says, I am also a Saiyan. Actually, my name is Bardock. It's been so long, my son. To be continued. How will Goku's fight against his father be? What is Bardock doing in this prison? Regardless of what it is more than important that you already expose it here in your comments so that we can enter into that crazy debate. Click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And that's more or less what we see in the next video. Goodbye!